Podcast running late. Hopefully, I'm not too loopy to do this. It's 11:30 Central Time here. LSU just lost the Texas Bowl 42-20 to Kansas State. But really, I say LSU. It was really a mix of their walk-ons and their third stringers. My God, they started a receiver at quarterback and played him the whole game. But hey, if nothing else, my main takeaway from this one: give the Tigers credit for showing up and at least trying in this football game with the odds so against them. 39 scholarship players, no quarterbacks, no kicker. It was a mess out there. The defense was... I knew LSU was in trouble right off the bat when Kansas State controlled the clock for the entire first quarter. LSU ran 3 offensive plays in the first quarter. And what do we say? The key there, gotta stop the running game. And LSU actually... they did a decent job of it, just weren't making the plays, weren't wrapping up, getting Kansas State in third and long situations early in the game. But once Kansas State scored on the opening possession, second possession there, scored as well. Hell, they scored on the first 3 possessions, 21-0 with Jonte Kirkland. As much as he gutted it out there, you just weren't going to get a win in this Texas Bowl here. But Kirkland, 3 touchdowns. 7 of 11 passes. This is one of the weirdest stat lines you're going to see all of bowl season. 7 of 11 passing, 138, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So he only had 2 passes here that hit the ground. But a wild game. And it got out of hand. LSU scored late with the 81-yard touchdown in the final moments of the game to make it look a little bit more respectable. But Kansas State, they just, they did what they should have. They took care of business, and LSU, after getting down in a hole here, not much doing. But, hey, at least you like to see the fight out there from the LSU Tigers. And I think the main takeaway is, man, even in this muted type offense where if you missed it, Kirkland was running to the sideline getting the play basically the entire game. Jake Peets moved down to the sideline to call the plays. But the main takeaway, man, these receivers, Malik Neighbors, he was making some plays. Brian Thomas, Hilton was the last one to make the play. Dre Jenkins. We've got us some talent, and that does not even include, of course, possibly the most dynamic SEC receiver returning next season, Kayshon Boutte, Jack Betch. We've got so many weapons here for whoever the quarterback is next season, whether it's Miles Brennan, whether it's a transfer. And hell, who knows? It could be the 5-star freshman. It could be Nussmeier. A lot of options for whoever that quarterback is for Brian Kelly. He made an appearance during this game and spoke with the ESPN crew. And the most interesting thing he had to say, they will utilize the transfer portal. Does not expect this to be a long-term rebuild in Baton Rouge. And, hey, the money he's making, being in the SEC, expecting championships, there can't be a rebuild. So, I'm not sitting here saying LSU is going to win the SEC next season, but you better believe that that has got to be the goal of Brian Kelly and his staff. And it starts with adding some key pieces. Particularly, you got to think on the offensive line, possibly again at quarterback. Caleb Williams is out there. Not saying you necessarily need that, but you may need a running back to add to that mix. And there's a lot of missing here in LSU. And a lot of that has to do with the transfer portal. Guys already leaving after Coach O and after we still had a solid recruiting class, but not up to LSU standard. LSU's typically recruiting in the top 5, almost guaranteed every single year. Didn't come close to that for obvious reasons with the coaching change and everything. But yeah, just a sad sight here for the SEC going out in the last non-conference game of the year with a thud. But I was optimistic LSU could pull out a W, but realistically, once this thing got going, and Kansas State, let's see what they go on here. An 11-play drive, an 18-yard drive, and here LSU's got a mix again of third strings and walk-on. You knew it was going to be a long night, and it was. It was ugly game. And we're closing the chapter on 2021 for LSU, though. 2022 starts immediately. And that's Brian Kelly ready to hit the ground running, hitting that transfer portal, getting into spring football there in Baton Rouge.